Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installment of Above It All. I just ate some really spicy ramen, so my lips might be red. I'm not sure. My face might be flush with spice. And so I'm like, okay, what am I going to make a video about today? Let me look at what I can make videos. And then I saw this guy, the cool kids philosopher, everyone's favorite dude, Ben Shapiro, spitting out facts and logic. So I figured, let's play it, and we'll see what he says, and I'll respond.
That is Bernie Sanders' agenda. Free everything, paid for presumably by the rich. But the rich don't have the kind of money to pay for $60 trillion worth of spending on what he is talking about. And you can tell what is really animating the Sanders campaign has nothing to do with his plans, has nothing to do with his spending, has nothing to do with where he wants the country to go. What really is animating Bernie Sanders' campaign is hatred for all that is. It's hatred for the quote-unquote status quo. And his surrogates say this. So Michael Moore is a big Bernie Sanders fan.
So first of all, we're straight up, I love free stuff. I just want to be honest, I'm a Bernard supporter. Free stuff, really, I mean, that's the only thing I live for. Like, if I weren't promised free stuff by Bernie Sanders, I mean, I would have gotten a job or something. You know what I mean? I'd be out working. But I know that I don't need to do that because he's going to give me free stuff. So that's why I'm a Bernie supporter. But let's see what else Ben Shapiro has to say.
And he's out there saying that we are like the French resistance. See, it's not what Bernie is for that matters. It's what Bernie is against. Bernie is against capitalism. Bernie is against the American system. Bernie is against American history. Bernie is for a complete overthrow of the American system wholesale, and Michael Moore is totally into it. Here's Michael Moore characterizing Bernie Sanders' opposition as basically Nazi-esque and suggesting that Bernie Sanders is the French resistance, which is an amazing statement given the fact that Bernie Sanders, during World War II, if he had been a politically active man at that time, would have been on the side of the USSR.
Yeah, during World War II, you know, where Bernie Sanders' father and his entire family was murdered by Adolf Hitler. That World War II? All right, please go on, Ben.
Which at the beginning was at least on the side of the Nazis. In any case, that's not to say Bernie Sanders is a Nazi. The point is that to characterize Bernie Sanders' opposition as Nazi-esque and Bernie as a French resistance member is ridiculous on his face.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. The clip that he's going to play isn't included in that, and honestly, I'm not going to be that. I just want to make fun of Ben Shapiro here because he's a fucking moron. So basically, his entire argument is that a surrogate said something, therefore every single Bernie Sanders supporter agrees with that surrogate 1,000%, and they have a secret hatred of the United States. Ooh, that we hate the United States. I mean, that's not wrong. I hate the United States, but there's lots of Bernie Sanders supporters that don't hate the United States. There's lots of Bernie Sanders supporters that say, we fought against Nazis in World War II because they had concentration camps. We have concentration camps at the border. Interesting. You know, like, it's one of those things where, like, I understand Republicans and Ben Shapiro and, like, they all live in this weird alternative fact timeline where there aren't people in cages at the border, like, where there aren't children that have been separated from their families and will never see their parents again. I mean, I understand that they live in literally a different reality, but I mean, like, when I see that kind of stuff, I mean, it's kind of hard not to compare it to Nazism. It really is. Like, the USSR was on the side of the Nazis. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what is that? Like, why would you say that? It really is, like, a bizarre statement. Like, it means nothing. Like, hypothetically, if Bernie Sanders were alive in what his age is in World War II, he would be siding with the USSR, and then that would mean he's de facto siding with the Nazis. Like, what does that mean? Seriously, I can't figure out what that means. And then, it's just ridiculous. Like, but this is the best part, is that Ben Shapiro, this is all he's fucking got. Like, he's got nothing. All he's got is the typical, give me free stuff. Like, okay, I mean, we've been dealing with that fucking shit, like, come up with something new. We've been dealing with the free stuff from our own party. Hillary Clinton has been saying this shit since 2016 when Bernard ran against her to begin with. This is not new. You gotta come up with something different, bud. But it's okay, because he's the cool kid's philosopher, and that means, you know, the cool kids are into it. I wish I were a cool kid. You know, back when I was in school, I was not a cool kid. If I were a cool kid, I would have listened to Ben Shapiro, and then, you know, I would have been cool. But sadly, I'm uncool, and I just want some free stuff. So if anyone wants to give me free stuff, patreon.com/cyberdeon531. Hit me up. I want some free stuff. Gimme.